Okay, welcome to Spill the Mystic Tea. I'm here with Gemma Green, who is not only one of my closest friends, but also the founder of Soul Spirit Cre8ive, where counselling meets creativity and healing becomes less clinical and more human. Gem is a soul therapist and creative spirit, and she invites people to explore their emotions in hidden parts without the heaviness. Through honest conversation, intuitive insight, humor, and compassion, she transforms complex emotional truths into relatable wisdom, delivered with a dash of sass. She is also the creator of Shadowheart Circle, a space for honest healing where we take self awareness seriously, but not ourselves. So,
Yay.
welcome, Deb.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome, and I want to thank you for being my first guest
Yeah.
on Spill the Mystic Tea. This is really us having a fireside chat around your relationship with spirit
Mm,
and how spirit works in your life. So let's
yep.
go right back to the beginning. And
Mhm.
if you could just share with us any memories you might have around before you consciously recognized your connection to spirit, what was life like for you then?
Um, I would probably describe it as a bit of an ebb and flow, I guess. Like, I feel like there was always that inkling of spirit and kind of that dabbling in kind of trying to connect and then being like, oh, yeah, no, that's not working or that's not for me. So I think it's always been there, but in that ebb and flow. So in and out kind of thing, which, doesn't really get anybody anywhere. But yeah.
Okay,
Um,
then. So, was there a moment or an experience that changed that for you? Like, so how then you sort of understood spirit or became a little bit more committed to your spiritual path? Was there something that triggered that?
yeah. It was a definite move to the ocean. That was like the first step into really embracing my spiritual side and really becoming committed to actually connecting and attuning to spirit and energy. Yeah.
All right. So, just coming into the connecting with the energy of the ocean.
Yeah, yeah, it was really interesting in the sense that, like, we originally came from inland, so lots of trees, lots of earth, lots of good energy and stuff out there. But it wasn't until coming to live oceanside that it really, like, it was the energy that just opened me up to being like, yeah, it's time to explore.
Wow, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does spirit mean to you personally?
Mm. I feel like spirit to me means just a connection to all things.
Mm,
I don't yeah, it's just it is being connected to all things.
yeah. And
Yeah.
and knowing you,
Mhm.
big part of that is your connection to nature, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I think, it is that connection to all things, but it's also that knowingness that we are a part of everything as well. Like, we're all spirit, it's all energy, we're all, you know, connected.
Yeah. And what does that look like in your day-to-day life for you?
Um, what does my connection to spirit look like
Yeah,
day to
yeah.
day?
Like how
Yeah.
how does that belief
Mm,
and operating from that space,
mm.
how do how does that show up in your world on a day-to-day
Yeah. I
basis?
have to say these days it's pretty simple. Like these days it's almost like just having a conversation with somebody who's just there, like,
Yeah.
driving in the car and just having a conversation. Like, it's less, it shows up less intentionally, meaning less, let's go and sit down in a circle and, create this space and meditate and try to connect with spirit and see what comes through. It's really just shows up daily in just it's a normal practice to know that spirit's there. And if I need to call on spirit, that can be just a, hey, I'm just needing a support. Let's have a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it would also um, come through in your life choices and
Hmm.
your decisions and stuff.
Yep.
Like, how if we talk about embodying
Hmm.
yourself as spirit,
Yep.
um, how do you feel like that shows up in those moments? Like with your interactions with others, with
Mm.
your connection to nature, like with your
Yeah.
making decisions or guiding your life. How does that
Yeah.
work?
Um, Nature, being in nature, obviously, that's the quiet, that's the peaceful, that's the really, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it, the really intentional connection, developing, attuning, and fine tuning that connection. But also kind of finding myself in that space as well. When it comes to interacting with others, um, I guess I think I want to go with the empowering stuff right now. Like, I feel like that kind of embodiment is really bringing me into a space of being empowered in my relationships and decreasing decreasing some of that kind of victimhood stuff where, circumstance or influence of others kind of creating a bit of smallness or quietness in me and shying away. I'm finding that I'm being a little more empowered with spirit these days to be truer to myself and be able to kind of speak up for myself and be like, hey, I love you. This isn't the right kind of thing. So we either work forward or we just take a little break.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
spirit really does sort of um, urge you to push into those sort of empowerment parts of self and
Yeah.
what it is that we need to be more in our own power
Hmm.
and self heal. Spirit really does sort of push that as a pathway, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just the more I'm kind of reflecting on it, I feel like it's really showing up in presenting the patterns. It's striving to kind of analyze the patterns, to see the patterns, recognize it, and be in that space of consciously choosing, well, are we going to repeat this pattern because it's there, we see it, or are we going to choose something different? So I feel that the patterns are being presented a lot more in the last few months, so which is creating the empowerment because I get to choose them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I guess here's the question for you then. What has been the most challenging part of trusting in yourself and your connection with spirit in that? What's the most challenging part about it?
The most challenging part would be doubt, but it would be more of a self-doubt in my ability and my capacity to be able to connect with spirit in that way, even though there's lots of evidence to disprove
Mhm.
the self-doubt. Um, I think that is always just something that is innately and inherently me to doubt myself in a lot of situations. So I think it took me a long time to get to a space where I don't doubt the connection now.
Mhm.
Um, so that would have been the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess, for those that are watching, and who may be in that space of where they doubt themselves. They're not sure, they don't, um, they're doubting their intuition, they don't necessarily lean into it like you do.
Mm, mm,
Um, what what was the thing, or how did you get through that to get to a point where you're trusting in it? You still may doubt yourself,
mhm.
but you're aware of that,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
what was the help, or what did you do to get
Mm.
to that point?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it would have to be that pattern recognition of, going so well for so long, and then all of a sudden, bang, there's the
Mm,
self-doubt and, so it's recognizing that, and then I guess kind of getting to choose differently in that space, in the sense that, um, developing that self-trust, not only the trust in spirit. For me, it was developing the self-trust in my ability, and in my connection. So that kind of self-trust development, I guess, is a little bit more on the, internal dialogue for me. So, picking up on that self-doubt and being like, "Oh," questioning that "That's not right," or "I'm not hearing that right," or, "My connection's no good." Calming myself, seeing the pattern, calming myself, centering, and then kind of talking myself through, "No, hang on a second. Yeah, we are spirit. We're connected to spirit. Yes, the connection is real. So let's just see, what happens." And I think, trusting that intuition and stuff, my most recent kind of thing where I'm like, oh my God, spirit actually had my back. There was a recent car accident that looked like it was stopping me from going to work. And I was in that space of umming and ahhing, like, oh, do I go the long way around? Like trying to get to work, basically. And I kept getting a nudge. I could see that the road was kind of open, but it was still saying, no, slow the traffic, don't go. And spirit was like, yeah, no, just it's okay. You can not go to work. Like just ring it in, call it in. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna call it in. And I called it in, and then afterwards realized that had I gone past that accident, like it would have been a massive trigger for me. So yeah, just got to develop that trust.
Yeah, and we can only
Yeah.
do that by, um, taking the action and
Hmm.
doing it,
Yeah,
really, you know,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
and then over time, the more and more that you lean into your intuition and follow that
Hmm.
pathway, or lean into your guidance, that you
Yeah.
build that trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So tell us, how does spirit move through your work or the way that you serve others?
Um, quietly. Um, I guess quietly is really how I can describe it because I don't bring it to the forefront of the work that I do in a lot of the time, in the sense that I'm not like, um, open that I'm communicating with spirit or that I can hear spirit or, spirit's nudging me in this direction or nudging me to ask you this question. It really is kind of very quiet. So I guess in a sense it's quiet, but it's moving through me in a way that is not like what a normal medium would be perceived as spirit moving through them. Yeah.
Yep, which is fair enough, because there's lots of ways that people use their
Mhm.
mediumship to,
Yeah.
serve others,
Mhm.
in my view anyway.
Yeah.
And also too, I would think, and I want people to know this about you, I guess, is that, um, your work has been shaped by your relationship with spirit,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Mhm.
the fact that you are a therapist, and
Yeah.
the work that you do, and
Mhm.
um, other aspects of your work, it's all because of, um, alignment and,
Yeah.
um, allowing spirit to flow through you in that way.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. Oh, 100%, and I'm totally crap at talking about myself, so, uh, it's fine for you to, insert those little things. Because of course, like, with the creativity, creating the wands and the pens and, creating with nature, it's kind of spirit is just naturally there moving through, parting energy, you know, healing aspects into lots of the work that I do, and it's the creative stuff as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, tell us a little bit about that. So you
Yep.
because you create wands and,
Mhm.
essentially totems for people
Yep.
to
Yep.
use,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and where does that come from within you?
Um, the best part of me, the best part, it comes from that very aligned and attuned space. Um, it's really hard to describe it other than just being so attuned with the process of working with spirit and working with the ingredients of a wand or a feather pen or whatever it might be, just being so attuned with those that it is such a flow state that the thought processes are gone. It's feeling.
Nice,
Yeah.
and how when you create something,
Mhm.
um, the intention behind that is for it to help someone. So in
Yeah.
what ways can those sort of tools help people?
Yeah. I think you're looking at it from the healing aspects. Um, for example, the latest one I created was for myself, and she's called the She Wolf. And the energy around that, the healing energy around that, is getting rid of those parts of me that are disempowered, like helping those parts be minimized and improving the empowered states of my being. So, all of the tools will have a specific intention behind them. It could be physically healing, it could be, thought processes that require healing, it could be increasing your intuition or, empowering you. It could be increasing your connection to spirit. Yeah. And I never know what they're going to be until I'm working with all of those ingredients, and then something comes out of it and you go, oh, that's what you are.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful, which is, a whole form of manifestation in itself, isn't it,
Yeah.
really? So if you were talking to someone that is on the path, so on the
Mm.
spiritual journey themselves, what
Yeah.
would you say to someone who feels spirit calling them, but isn't sure they can trust it yet?
Mm. I would say find the quiet spaces to quieten your mind, because you can fully trust in your connection with spirit. And it's highly likely that it's your mind, your thoughts are getting in the way and stopping you from trusting your connection.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So just in closing, and what we might do is actually let people know. Let's first of all let people know where they can find you.
Yep. On pretty much all social medias. Um, at the handle is at Soul Spirit Creative. Creative has an 8, not the words.
Well, I'll put all that in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
notes for sure,
Hmm.
so people can do that.
Yeah.
And certainly you're on Shadowheart Circle
Shadowheart
community
Circle on school.
on
Yep.
school is probably the best place.
At the moment, yeah, that's the space where we're really kind of working on creating simplicity and in this healing movement.
Okay, so in closing, What does the phrase "you are spirit, live accordingly" mean to you?
Oh, it means to it means to live from that part of yourself that is without fear. It's like the freest part. Live from the freest part of your whole body and being.
Ooh, nice. I'm getting
Mm.
goosebumps as you said
Yeah.
that. That is lovely. So thank you for that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here.
You're
And
welcome.
um, thank you for being our first guest on Spill the
You're
Mystic
welcome. Tea
Tea.
time.